Hello, Oklahoma. Emma White here with your weekly Mesonet weather report. After a hard freeze for most of the state this past week and then back up into the 70s for highs right after, Oklahoma is feeling those fall temperature swings quite strongly this season. Here is a map of the median first fall freeze dates. Generally speaking, most of the state is experiencing freezes in the expected date range this year. However, as this map shows of consecutive days of highs below 32 degrees, the good news is that our highs have not yet dipped below 32. We still have time before our highs are freezing as well. In fact, the temperatures are expected to hold nicely in the daytime as these highs show for Sunday the 16th. Most of the state has been experiencing these warm fall temperatures since mid last week, and those highs should continue through mid this week. It appears that the fall wants another last hurrah. Sadly, the front last week did not bring the needed rainfall to the state. Here is a map of consecutive days under 1/10 of an inch of rain at each Mesonet site. Most sites are up to 2 weeks, not to mention that the far west in the Panhandle has gone almost a month without significant precipitation. Even more unfortunate is the forecast for rain. This map is showing expected precipitation through Monday of this week, which does not appear to be abundant. This means that the consecutive days of little rain will continue to increase for the next several days. Lastly, here is a map of the November average rainfall. Considering western and central Oklahoma generally expect about 1 to 2 inches of rain, and the eastern side expects about 2 to 4 inches of rain, our numbers so far are not looking great since it has rained very little in most parts of the state in November. Let's hope the second half of November relieves the growing drought. Speaking of drought, Gary McManus is up next with your state climatology report.
Thanks, Emma. Good morning, everyone. Well, here's the worst kept secret in the state. We need rainfall and lots of it. The drought monitor map reflects that for this week. Let's take a look. Well, the first thing you see is that red area down in southwest Oklahoma. That's extreme drought. That's D3 on the drought monitor intensity scale, the second worst category. But you also see just surrounding those areas in the southern half of the state, lots of at moderate to severe drought, and those areas have increased over the last few weeks, including this week. We also see some of that area start to spread up into northern Oklahoma again. Places that got good rainfall earlier, they're starting to get a little bit dry up in that area as well. So this is something we definitely need to keep an eye on. It's been a dry fall. Again, another badly kept secret. If you take a look at the Oklahoma Mesonet rainfall since the beginning of climatological fall on September 1st, which runs through November 30th, at least through November 11th, the southwestern quarter, a little bit expanded from there. Lots of areas less than 2 inches of rainfall, other areas less than 3 or 4 inches of rainfall, but just not a very good look for that portion of the state. And again, that's where we're seeing that drought intensify the most rapidly, and that extends up into central Oklahoma and also down into southeastern Oklahoma. Let's take a look at the precipitation outlook from the Climate Prediction Center for later next week. Does it show good news? Well, it's certainly better than seeing above normal odds for below normal precipitation, but here we see increased odds of above normal precipitation. One thing to keep in mind, we're not in a wet part of the year, so even if we do see above normal precipitation, which would be wonderful, it's not necessarily a drought ender, but it would certainly be a better situation than we see right now. Again, very poor kept secret. We need rainfall, and we need it quickly, and we need lots of it. Let's hope that the pattern changes and we get some good moisture in here. That's it for this time. We'll see you next time on the Mesonet Weather Report.